It is sad not to love, but it is much sadder not to be able to love. The greatest height of heroism to which an individual, like a people, can attain is to know how to face ridicule. Science is a cemetery of dead ideas. A man does not die of love or his liver or even of old age, he dies of being a man. Man dies of cold, not of darkness. Some people will believe anything if you whisper it to them. Art distills sensations and embodies it with enhanced meaning. The only way to give finality to the world is to give it consciousness. To fall into a habit is to begin to cease to be. To love with the spirit is to pity, and he who pities most loves most. The skeptic does not mean him who doubts, but him who investigates or researches, as opposed to him who asserts and thinks that he has found. Cure yourself of the affliction of caring how you appear to others. Concern yourself only with how you appear before God, concern yourself only with the idea that God may have of you. Human beliefs, like all other natural growths, elude the barrier of systems. Your neighbor's vision is as true for him as your own vision is true for you. If it is nothingness that awaits us, let us make an injustice of it, let us fight against destiny, even though without hope of victory. We need God, not in order to understand the why, but in order to feel and sustain the ultimate wherefore, to give a meaning to the universe. Faith which does not doubt is dead faith. Love is the child of illusion and the parent of disillusion. Suffering is the substance of life and the root of personality, for it is only suffering that makes us persons. There is no true love save in suffering, and in this world we have to choose either love, which is suffering, or happiness. Man is the more man, that is, the more divine, the greater his capacity for suffering, or rather, for anguish. It is truer to say that martyrs create faith more than faith creates martyrs. Only in solitude do we find ourselves, and in finding ourselves, we find in ourselves all our brothers in solitude. A lot of good arguments are spoiled by some fool who knows what he is talking about. That which the fascists hate above all else, is intelligence. If a person never contradicts himself, it must be that he says nothing. Consciousness is a disease. We never know, believe me, when we have succeeded best. What we believe to be the motives of our conduct are usually but the pretexts for it. Life is doubt, and faith without doubt is nothing but death. Anyone who in discussion relies upon authority uses, not his understanding, but rather his memory. True science teaches, above all, to doubt and to be ignorant. Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible. The less we read, the more harmful it is what we read. We should try to be the parents of our future rather than the offspring of our past. If a person never contradicts himself, it must be that he says nothing. Warmth, warmth, more warmth. For we are dying of cold and not darkness. It is not the night that kills, but the frost. Sometimes, to remain silent is to lie, since silence can be interpreted as assent. We men do nothing but lie and make ourselves important. Speech was invented for the purpose of magnifying all of our sensations and impressions, perhaps so that we could believe in them. And killing time is perhaps the essence of comedy, just as the essence of tragedy is killing eternity. Our life is a hope which is continually converting itself into memory, and memory in its turn begets hope. It is not usually our ideas that make us optimists or pessimists, but it is our optimism or pessimism that makes our ideas. And usually philosophizes either in order to resign himself to life, or to seek some finality in it, or to distract himself and forget his griefs, or for pastime and amusement. No, it's not that he looked at me, it's that he wrapped me in his gaze. and it is not that I believed in God, but that I believed myself a god. Do not fit in your brain what can fit in your pocket. And on the contrary, do not fit in your pocket what can fit in your brain. Man is perishing. That may be, and if it is nothingness that awaits us, let us so act that it will be an unjust fate. You yourself are the least aware of your existence. You only exist for others. Marry the woman who loves you, even if you don't love her. It is better to marry to win one's love than to win it. The truth? The truth is perhaps something terrible, something intolerable, something deadly. Simple people could not live with it. I have too much body, Orpheus, I have too much body because I lack soul. A pedant who beheld Solon weeping for the death of a son said to him, "Why do you weep thus, if weeping avails nothing?" And the sage answered him, "Precisely for that reason, because it does not avail. The chiefest sanctity of a temple is that it is a place to which men go to weep in common. Isolation is the worst possible counselor. Faith which does not doubt is dead faith. They are the lazy ones, the ones who say they work and do nothing but stun and drown their thoughts." Which quotation do you like the most? Don't forget to subscribe.